nightmare.
Activate.
All right, people, here we are. We're almost there. We got question 6 now, so let's just jump into this. Okay, people with people with diabetes have difficulty controlling their blood glucose concentration. Which part of the blood transports glucose? Which part of the blood transports the glucose, right? And for that, let's have a look. Lymphocytes, these are a type of white blood cells, so that is definitely not an answer. Platelets, their job is actually to do clotting, so that is not going to be the answer. So we're looking at red blood cells and plasma. Got a 50% chance. Now, when you get questions like this, you want to make sure you do a process of elimination. So take out the ones that are definitely not the answer. That gives you a better chance of guessing. Now, that you should be guessing, right? But it just makes it a lot better. And remember, it's just one box. Red blood cells, they carry oxygen. That is literally their job. So we only left with plasma, and that is going to be that, okay? So question 6.2. Glucose is often found in the urine of people with diabetes. Name a chemical used to test for glucose, right? And for that, we're going to be looking at Benedict's reagent solution, okay? So let's write it down. Bosh. Okay, let's go to question 6.3. Describe a test that could be used to show how a person's urine contains glucose. Right, so for this, what you do is that you're going to get some of that urine, you're going to put in some of that Benedict solution, and then you're going to heat it up or warm up a little bit. And if the result is positive, then you're gonna see the urine is gonna change from kind of a blue color, because the Benedict solution is blue, not because your urine is blue. So it's gonna go from a blue solution to a brick red or kind of orangey, depending on what amount of glucose you have in your blood. The higher the amount, the more red it's going to look, okay? So that's gonna be your test. Your test will be to add a Benedict solution to the urine, and then you heat it up, and if it's a positive result, you're gonna get a color change from blue to brick red. There you go. Bosh. So let's go to question 5.6. I'm sorry, I can't count. It's question 6.4. The body cells of a person with untreated diabetes loses more water than a body cells of a person who does not have diabetes. Explain how diabetes can cause the body cells to lose more water. Right, so this has to do with osmosis, okay? A person that has diabetes means that they have a lot more sugar in their blood. So if the concentration of water in the blood is less than inside the cells, the water is going to go from an area of high concentration to low concentration through a semi-permeable membrane. In this case, it's going to be the cell membrane of this cell, and that's why the cells lose water, because the water is more concentrated inside the cell than outside the cell, so the water is going to leave the cell. And that is your answer right there. There you have it. Bosh. Question 6.5. Glucose is absorbed into the blood in the small intestine by both diffusion and active transport. Describe how the small intestine is adapted for efficient absorption. 5 marks on that. Now, the small intestine has this massive surface area, this large surface area that is provided by the villi, which is like little projection, little folds in the layer in the inside of the small intestine. Okay. Now the walls have loads and loads of blood supply. It's got a lot of capillaries that are very thin, so that makes the absorption time a lot quicker and then a lot easier as well. Okay, the small intestine is very, very long, increasing the time that the food has to be absorbed. If it was really short, then it goes from A to B to one end to the other very quickly, but because it's long, it takes a lot of time for most of the food to go from one end of the small intestine to the other end of the small intestine. Okay. Now, another thing is that it has a lot of mitochondria for aerobic respiration, and that is energy that is going to be needed for active transport. Okay, because as the food and minerals are absorbed into the small intestine, they're going to be in a higher concentration than in the intestine itself, so you need to be absorbing them against the concentration gradient. Okay, and then that's about it, really. Those are the 5 things that you need to write down about, so let's just get them done. Bosh, 5 marks, easy peasy. Right, so again, we're gonna see question number 7 in the next video, so click on the next video right now, and then I'll see you then.
It was a nightmare. Activate.